been lovely to have you here today, and you've heard me talk about Donald Duck quite a bit today, but I just wanted to give you a couple of my impressions and personal historical memories of Donald Duck. As a kid, of course, growing up here in Southern California, going to Disneyland and watching the cartoons and being a Disney family, I watched the Sunday night TV show every Sunday night, and of course loved all of the Donald Duck episodes. My father particularly loved Donald Duck and Goofy, and he just would laugh and laugh and laugh, and that was some of my favorite memories, is watching my dad get tickled by Donald Duck, especially when he'd completely lose it. My dad would laugh so much. One of my favorite moments, though, was it's very special to me. My parents retired and moved up to Oregon when I was in college, and they moved to Grants Pass, Oregon, which was a family location. My grandparents lived there, someplace I went every summer. And I was telling Dave Smith, who's my predecessor at the archives, I was telling him that I was going up to Grants Pass on my vacation to visit my family. And he said, "Grants Pass?" And I said, "Yeah." He says, "That's where Carl Barks lives." "Really?" And he just started at the archives, and he looked at me and says, "Do you know who Carl Barks is?" And I said, "I've heard his name, but I don't really know much about him." And so he told me all about Carl Barks, and then he called him and asked if I could come visit him. And while I was up there, I got to go to Carl's studio, and he was working on a painting. He took me and gave me a whole tour of his own collection of Donald memorabilia, and I got to watch him work on one of his great paintings. And that was just a huge, huge moment for me with Donald Duck and Carl. So that was a very special memory, and it was early on in the archives. I think it was like 1994, 95.
All right. I'm Mark Henn, and I've been an animator and director for, let's see, I just hit 43 years with the company, and retired officially at the end of the year. When I came to CalArts with Tony, we were in the same class together. We had Jack Hanna, who was the head of the Disney character animation program, and Jack, of course, was the primary director for Donald Duck shorts. So it was a real honor to work with him and to get his insights. And so Donald has always been, in my life, like Becky is growing up. Like I said, Donald and Math Magic Land was one of the first pieces that I remember of Donald. And of course, getting to know Donald over the years, having the opportunity to animate him on several occasions. And
I'm glad to see you all to come out for this old duck, as our mentor Jack Hanna used to call him. They called him the duck. Well, you got the duck there in a cocky little walk, and he hops down the steps in 5 seconds. So Mark and I started the same year at CalArts. Mark came to the studio 1 year before I did. I came the next year, and we both got to work with Eric Larson, one of the 9 Old Men, and got to bring our stuff to Frank and Ollie when they were on the lot. And I had the honor of befriending Clarence Nash, who was the original voice of Donald Duck, never intending to do it. But we kind of struck up a friendship over the course of about 3 years. He showed me how to do it. It's a secret. It's not an air pocket in your cheek as you see on YouTube. It has nothing to do with that. And if I told you, I'd have to tell you. So thanks for coming out and helping us to celebrate 90 years with this duck. And I will pass the mic on to you.
Hi everyone, thank you very much for coming. I'm excited to be here. I'm honored to be here with Becky, Mark, and Tony. I'm leading the global character art team at Disney Consumer Product. I've been at Disney for 27 years. I started in Paris in '97, and I worked as well in London for Disney Publishing, and I've been here for 17 years now. And I never lost my accent, so I'm sorry for the subtitles, but I never lost my accent in 17 years here. My connections to Donald growing up in France, obviously, I loved Disney as a kid, watching the shorts and the movies. we used to have in France a Mickey journal every week with comic strips in it, and it was absolutely amazing. And this is how I connected to Donald. My grandmother used to get it for me every week, and I would be really going through the pages and read all the characters. I loved it. And to talk about products, my first connection to products, I won through this Mickey journal. One week I won just a tiny little bowl with Mickey on it, and to eat your cereals, and I was so happy. I kept it to this day. So that was my first connection to products.
Yay, bravo!